Hey guys, and welcome to Tuesday. I know it's been a few days since I've been on here, but powerful things have been happening in my mind. I would like to talk to you guys today about how sometimes the universe is actually trying really hard to give you what you want, but you're not seeing it, not allowing it, not even looking at it when it's right in front of your face because you're so focused and determined on the how that you imagined it in your head. So let me give you some examples. Let's say that right now you really want, $10,000, right? You really want $10,000 and you think, all right, I need to get a grant, I need to win the lottery, I need to borrow it from somewhere, whatever it is that you're holding on to, like, oh, I'm going to have to save for the next 3 years before I can get there, or whatever it is, and you're holding on to, that is the how that it's going to happen. If you take a step away from that and go, okay, well, why do you actually need that $10,000? Because often we don't just want $10,000, we can hold it in our hands and go, yay, I have $10,000, and like look at it and like place it on the wall. Like, no, we want money so we can use it to do something in our lives. Maybe we want $100,000, right? If you're sitting there and you think, all right, to achieve what I want to achieve, I need $100,000. So you get fixated on the $100,000. The next thing you do is get fixated on the how you're going to get that $100,000. I keep hearing people, say, when I win the lottery, or I'll have to wait until I get the grant, or I'll have to wait until whatever it is that they think is the only way possible that they could get $100,000 to achieve what they want to achieve. And I'm saying that as an example because I did exactly just that recently. I wanted $100,000 so I could move my business to a new state, bring my team over from overseas, sponsor them, have them work here for a couple of years. I wanted to have someone to come in and build my system because I tell you what, not my game. And I wanted to be able to support some really high-end salespeople while I, set that system up and set myself free from my business. So here I am, I want $100,000. They're the things I want it for. But actually, what the core things are is I want to live in Queensland. I don't want to have to work 100 million hours a day. I want the freedom to be able to do whatever the hell I want. And so focusing on this how, because it came around that I could get this $100,000 through a grant, right? And I'm holding and I'm waiting and I'm holding and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm like, hey, it's June. I was sure that it was going to be June that I would be doing this, and they pushed it back. They pushed it back 6 months. Hey, Bree. So what I did was said, you know what? I'm going to let go of that how. Screw the grant. I'll make my own 100 grand. I don't even care how it's going to happen. And what happened was 2 days later, someone that I know very well, who I trust a lot, and who had been talking to me about this other system for quite some time, and I'd been ignoring her, pushing her away, like, nah, man, I don't really need it right now. Like, I'll look at it later, like, whatever. And as soon as I went, you know what, screw the grant. I don't care how this happens. I just want the results. I don't need it to be $100,000 in cash. I don't need it to be the grant. I need the result at the end of the day, and screw how it happens. Literally 2 days later, she comes to me with this thing, make 100 grand in 100 days. Boom, let's go. So there is so much power in just letting go of the how something happens. It might not necessarily need to be $100,000. It might be, I want a team of people. It might be, Brie, I want to travel around. I want to go to America. I want to, coach these really high-end people. Why do you want to do that though? Like, what's the really big end result? Maybe you think that you need a certain amount of money to get there, and you think that you need to achieve these certain little things before you do it. Maybe if we let go of the how, then we can allow the universe to actually, show us the ways it's been trying to give it to us the entire time. This has happened to me so many times in my life, and sometimes we actually do it against ourselves as well. Rather than talking about that though, what I want to do is give you guys some tools to be able to allow this to happen. So one of the things that's always helped me massively in letting go of the solution that I think is the only way to get somewhere is to look at exactly what I want and why I want it. So if I want a certain amount of money, why do I want that? What am I trying to achieve with that certain amount of money? and then write down 20 or 30 different ways that are logical or illogical that you don't necessarily sometimes think are possible to happen. Like, one of the things might be an alien comes down and like knocks on my door and says, "Hey man, I just brought you $100,000. And some of the other things might be, I do win the lottery, or I start this business, or a really good deal comes off, or my friend like buys my house off. Whatever, it doesn't matter. What you're doing is showing the universe and opening up your expectations, I suppose, to being anything. Let it be anything, because you'd be surprised about how in such strange ways things can come to you, and it's more than often not the way that you thought that it was going to happen. So I think the important thing is have a look at some of the well, Amanda, sure, why not? But write that one down, because I know this is something that you've been doing. So I guess, guys, it's have a look at the things that you're like. If you're frustrated right now at trying to make something happen, maybe have a look at what your expectations are for yourself to get there. Are you only looking at one particular road to be able to get there, or can you only see one path? Because maybe we should let that go and have a look at the multitude of paths that could happen. You don't know what can happen at the end of today. You don't know what can happen tomorrow. Weird things happen. Crazy things happen all the time. How many times have you come home one day and be like, dude, the craziest thing just happened today. Like, I wanted this, and then this guy came in here and he like pretty much handed it to me on a platter. You don't know that those things aren't going to happen. So let go of your expectations of the path that you think it has to be. Now, if I can come back to a little bit that I said earlier, I have found a system where I think that I can make 100K in 100 days. I'm pretty excited about it. If you do want to know more about what my little journey is, I'm happy to share it with you. Send me a message after this and I'll show you some details about it. Okay, guys, I'm out. Have an amazing day. Let go of your hows, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.